Hello students, welcome to this lecture. So in this particular lecture we'll be covering the first session of Norman Lewis's Word War Made Easy, and it's a very great book for learning vocabulary. And in this particular lecture we'll be learning about the different personality types that exist. And before even starting, since this is our first session, I want to make a few things very clear. Now this book is not a word list, okay? It is not just 1,000 words that will be by hearting, but this is a book that actually deals with the study of formation of words, and this will teach you not just words but the root words that will help you define 1,000 other words, and that within itself makes it a very powerful book for learning vocabulary. Okay, so let's move into this particular session that is about personality types. Now शुरुआत करने के पहले I want you to answer a few questions about yourself and see what is the personality type that you resonate to. ठीक है, तुम्हारी क्या personality type है, और even people around you, तुम्हारी सिस्टर की क्या पर्सनैलिटी है, एंड यू कैन जस्ट रियलाइज इट बाय आस्किंग दीज क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, और वंस यू नो, अगर तुम्हें समझ आ गया कि यार मेरी ये पर्सनैलिटी है, एंड इन दी नेक्स्ट पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड विल बी अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट डू वी कॉल पीपल हु हैव दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सनैलिटी. ठीक है, विल बी लर्निंग अबाउट ऑल ऑफ दैट. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव इनटू दी सेशन. सो द वेरी फर्स्ट आइडिया दैट वी हैव इज मी फर्स्ट. एज द नेम सजेस्ट, मी फर्स्ट का क्या मतलब होता है? मैं पहले. द पर्सन हु इज सेल्फिश, who thinks about himself first, and he's greedy and ruthless, okay, and his desire for self-advancement hurt other people. Now hurting is bad, thinking about himself is not bad, but in the process hurting someone is bad, and that is why we call those kind of people an egoist. Okay, amazing. Now the second idea is the height of. Now the person who keeps on talking about himself, it is very much related to ego, since that person talks about his achievements, his accomplishments, and he believes that he practically know everything, and he does it till a point of being obnoxious. Okay, and we call those kind of people as egotists. Okay, there is a difference, ist and test. We'll be learning about the difference between these two words in the future sessions. Now the third type is let me help you. As the name suggests, this person is interested more in the welfare of others. Okay, so the person who is interested in the welfare of others is called as an altruist. Okay, he is concerned about others' happiness, and he thinks more about people around him and the welfare of others, and that kind of person is known as an altruist person. Okay, now leave me alone. Now leave me alone is, as the name suggests, जो बंदे को अकेला रहना पसंद है. He doesn't like a company of a lot of people, number one, and he is very conscious about what other people may be thinking about himself, and spends a lot of time and energy into thinking of what would be other person's perception about himself, and doesn't actually really understand that other people don't actually put in that much amount of energy and time into judging someone. Okay, and he is unsocial, he is very socially awkward, and he feels uncomfortable engaging in activities, and that is the number one trait of being unsocial and then being an introvert. Okay, so what do we call a person who wants to stay alone and who has these particular problems is known as an introvert. Okay, now the exact opposite of introvert is a person who is social. A person who is social, who doesn't have a problem in different cultural activities and social activities, who is very much interested in the problems of others, and maybe even help them solve it, and these people are these people's personality is turned inward, and these people's personality is turned outward, so we call these people extrovert. So introvert because their personality is turned in, and extrovert because these personalities are turned outward. Okay, now there can be a case wherein a person is introvert as well as extrovert. Okay, he loves being with himself, but at the very same time he's social as well. Okay, we call those kind of people as ambivert. Okay, they do it in equal proportions. They are social plus unsocial at the very same time. Okay, they are attracted to different types at different occasions, and we call these kind of people as ambivert. Okay, so the next idea is people are no damn good. So he thinks he hates people. The person who hates people is called a misanthropist. Okay, women are no damn good. Now over here, the person who hates people, and over here the person who hates women, and we call that kind of people is a misogynist. What do we call them? Misogynist. Okay, now marriage is an institution, and who wants to live in an institution? Now from the phrase it's clear is that a person who hates marriage. Okay, and we call them misogynist. A person who doesn't like legal commitment. Okay, who are opposite of great lovers. Okay, who doesn't want to be lawfully wedded spouses. Okay, who doesn't like marriage at all is called misogynist. The last idea that we have is the flesh is here too. Okay, now the person who actually remains lonely in the sense he actually doesn't like a life that is luxurious. He believes that the simplest food and the least amount of it that will keep the body and soul together, combined with abstinence from fleshy earthly pleasures, of eventually lead to the spirituality perfection. He believes that the simplest food is the best. He believes in simplicity. Is an ascetic person. Okay, so now that's it for this particular session, but now we will be understanding the pronunciation of these words. Okay, now the first one is egoist, egotist, altruist, introvert, extrovert, and ambivert. Misanthrope, misogynist, misogynist, ascetic. Can you work with these words now? Now, do you remember what these words actually mean? I would want each and everyone to go ahead and solve this themselves, and later check the answers. Okay, now who is an egoist? Egoist is a person who actually talks about himself, who keeps himself first. Okay, now let's see who keeps himself first. Believes in self advancement. Okay, so this goes with the egotist who talks about his accomplishment. Okay, this goes with C, altruist. Now altruist is a person who believes in the welfares of others. Okay, so over here F, amazing. And introvert, now the person whose interest and the personalities turn inwards. Okay, so this comes down to A, and exactly opposite, outwards. Okay, turns outward. J, ambivert, now there's a proportion, turns both inward and outward. H, misanthropist, miss, hate, anthro means mankind, the person who hates people. Misogynist, hates women. I, misogynist, hates marriage. B, ascetic, who likes to live a lonely life and the simplest life. So the person who doesn't pursue pleasures of the flesh. Correct? Amazing. Now that we know the meaning of all these words, we are done with the session. Now this session just gave an overview of what is going to happen in the next particular session, wherein we'll be talking about the different root words that are there. For example, what does ego refer to, what does intro refer to, what does altruist refer to, and all of that we'll be seeing in the next lecture. So thanks for watching this video and stay tuned. See you all in the next lecture. Thank you so much.